So if you're needing some extra cash in addition to your full-time job, or you just got laid off, this is exactly the game plan you need to have. And I've broken it down into 3 simple ChatGPT prompts. So let's get into how we can make some real money.
We're gonna walk through 3 prompts, so by the end of this, you have a clear plan on what to do. The first prompt is the audit prompt. And so we're gonna say, you are a ruthless operator whose only goal is to make me the most money in the shortest time. You are not a consultant, you do not hedge, moralize, or hand me a list of options to consider. Before you give me a single business idea, audit what I'm already sitting on, my situation, money I can risk. Let's go with 100. I would say on average, most people have about 2 hours a day of extra time that they can dedicate towards making more income outside of a traditional job. If you don't have a job currently, then you can put 8 to 10 hours. When I was at the very beginning of my financial journey, I worked from 8 to 5, and then when I got home, I worked 6 to 11. I did this for years in order to change my financial situation. Next, it asks us for skills we'd be comfortable being paid for. Some examples include, I'm good at spreadsheets, I can edit videos, I know how grant applications work. In this specific case, we're gonna say we don't know what our skills are, but we're open for any job. Feel free to put your skills here if you know what you're gifted at. If not, just tell ChatGPT you don't know. People I can reach today. For example, 400 email subscribers, 200 Instagram followers, or 30 people in my phone who'd reply to me. Let's go with, we have no contacts, but we have 20 neighbors that live close by. Where are we located? Let's go with Dallas, Texas. List everything I own that could turn into cash, ordered by how fast each one converts. For each, what it could realistically be worth in the next 14 days, and why mine is worth more than the average person's version of it. Most people own clothes, sofa, a bed, books, as well as a phone or some sort of electronic device. In this case, let's go with phone and move on. And so then we're asking ChatGPT to tell us one thing that we're underrating and why we can't see it. Do not suggest a business yet, just the audit. And so at this point, you've included what your situation is, as well as what you own that could turn into cash. And so once you know your situation, it makes it a lot easier to then determine what to do next. All right, so ChatGPT says our current asset base is small, but it's not zero. The goal for the next 14 days is cash. So I care about what someone will actually pay quickly for, not what the item originally costs. And so this is if you need money now, what you can get for it. And so within their 14-day cash audit, they first rank the asset of a phone. And so you can get cash for a phone same day or within 3 days. And the realistic amount you can get for a phone is $100 to $500+. Next is books. Same day to 3 days, you can get $10 to $100 for cash. And then for clothes, you can get $25 to $200 within 1 to 7 days, and then your $100 in cash that you already have. And so assess what's around you and then try to sell it. And so this is the first step if you are in immediate need of cash right now. But this is just the beginning. We can actually build a business from here, and it doesn't take much, as I've started businesses with no money and been able to grow them. And so what you're actually sitting on with the phone, books, clothes, sofa, and bed is approximately $500 of physical assets that might reasonably be unlocked within 2 weeks. Add your existing $100 cash, and you're looking at roughly $605 of accessible resources without borrowing money. So the quickest thing you can do is see what you have around you and then determine what you are willing to sell. And so most people would think they don't have any contacts, but when you have neighbors around you, that's approximately 20 warm geographic prospects, which is very different from having no access to people. You don't need an audience, you don't need followers, you don't need an email list, you don't need anyone to trust you with $5,000. You have a small concentration of people who share one extremely valuable characteristic. They live right next to you. That destroys one of the biggest transaction costs in the physical world, which is distance. A neighbor doesn't need shipping. A neighbor doesn't need a 30-minute drive. A neighbor can see something you're selling tonight and pay you tonight. And geographic proximity creates possibilities that someone trying to make money anonymously over the internet does not. And that's why ChatGPT is telling us to value the access to the 20 households higher than the sofa, the books, and the clothes that we have. And so now that we have something we're working on, let's move on to prompt 2. Now pick one business, not a list, not here are 3 options, one based on the audit above, and tell me why the runner-up loses. Bam. Dropshipping, print on demand, start a blog, affiliate marketing, build an app, and anything where I wouldn't see my first pound or dollars inside 14 days. And so the one business ChatGPT chooses for us is the same-day neighborhood trash bin cleaning. Why this one? Because your strongest asset asset is 20 households within a walking distance. You have only $100 to risk, and you need revenue, not potential, inside 14 days. This sells an obvious, unpleasant chore that people already understand, requires almost no trust, and can be delivered immediately. The runner-up is basic yard cleanup. It loses because delivery is slower, jobs vary too much, customers expect more equipment, and pricing gets messy. Bin cleaning is standardized. 2 bins, 1 price, 1 simple result. And so step 1 is day 14 revenue commitment. We need to make $300 within 14 days. Whatever your target goal is, you want to keep it in front of you. You want to write it down on a piece of paper, see it when you wake up in the morning, and see it when you go to bed at night, as that will keep it top of mind so that you can keep aiming towards the revenue goal that you need. Secondly, the math. You sell 2 bin fresh cleans for $25. You clean the customer's trash plus recycling bins after collection. Rinse, scrub inside and outside, rinse again, and return them neatly. The buyers for the 2 bin fresh clean service are going to be homeowners in your immediate Dallas neighborhood who roll municipal trash or recycling bins to the curb. The math is deliberately boring. $25 times 12 customers is $300 in revenue. Your variable delivery cost is budgeted at $2 per sale for consumables and water reimbursement. So 12 sales times 2 is $24 delivery cost for a net positive of $276. And so it's saying, do not buy a pressure washer, do not build a website, do not make business cards, do not register an LLC, do not buy ads. You simply need to sell first, clean second. And it's given us a step-by-step 14-day game plan on exactly what we need to do. And really, with this business idea, it doesn't even require the $100. And if you can get the customer or neighbor to pay you up front, that more than covers the cost. And so the most important number ChatGPT says to track is the conversation with homeowners. If 20 people say no, you don't redesign the offer for 3 days. You go speak to another 20 people. And so the message you can say is, hey, I live right here in the neighborhood and I'm offering a simple trash bin cleaning service for neighbors. I'll clean and freshen both your trash and recycling bins for $25 total after they're emptied on collection day. I'm booking a few homes nearby this week. Would you like me to do yours too? If they say yes, perfect. I'll get you scheduled for after pickup. You don't need to do anything besides leave the empty bins accessible for me. And then 5, audit your plan. And so once you get somebody to agree to $25, then you should spend no more than $20 buying any additional cleaning supplies you might need. And so your phone becomes your outreach, your scheduling, photos and payment. Your 20 neighbor household becomes your first prospects. Your location becomes the walking distance fulfillment. Your customer's property is the bins and water, and it will require 2 hours per day of labor. In fact, they're saying we shouldn't sell the phone, the sofa, the bed, the clothes, or books just yet, because we need to first test out this business idea and see if we can get paying customers before we do anything else. And so the day one objective isn't $300, it's getting the first person to say yes. And so truly when it comes to these ideas, it's all about hustle and grit. Are you willing to get uncomfortable to make the money you need to? As truly all you really need is one person to say yes. And once you get that yes, more yeses will come. And then for the last prompt, we have the stress test to see if this plan is a really good option. And so we're going to say that's the safe answer, not the best one. Now argue against your own plan. 1, if you had to bet $10,000 that this fails, what would you bet on going wrong? 2, what's the most likely point where I quit? And what exactly do I do the moment it happens? 3, give me the aggressive version. Assume I'm willing to look stupid in public and message 100 strangers today. What changes? What does it pay and what does it cost me if it doesn't? And then 4th, which version would you run yourself? No sitting on the fence. All right, so ChatGPT says back, if I had to bet $10,000 that the bin cleaning plan fails, I bet on the economics, not your ability. 12 $25 sales means you need 12 people to say yes to a chore they might not care enough about, and your initial pool is only 20 neighbors. That silently assumes a ridiculous conversion rate. Then you still have to physically do the work. Deal with water access, dirty bins, scheduling around trash pickup, and collect $25 at a time. Even if it works, you built yourself a low-ticket job. I optimize for likely to get a customer instead of best return on 2 hours a day. The second failure point is psychological. You get 6 or 8 rejections and start improving the offer instead of increasing the volume. You'll think the problem is in the wording, price, logo, service, or business model. It probably isn't. The moment that happens, you are forbidden from changing anything. Set a 45-minute timer and make 30 more direct asks before analyzing results. Your rule is no strategic decisions before 50 real pitches. Rejection number 7 contains almost no useful information. The exact moment I expect you to quit is when you've said the pitch about 10 to 15 times and nobody has paid you yet. That is where embarrassment starts feeling like evident. When it happens, do this immediately. Open your phone, write, "I have not earned the right to diagnosis until 50 pitches," and continue until the counter hits 50. Third, the aggressive version is junk removal brokerage, not bin cleaning. You do not buy a truck, you do not haul junk, you sell the job and subcontract the fulfillment. The offer becomes, send me photos of what you need removed and I'll give you a flat same day, next day pickup price. Ooh, I like this idea much better, as you don't have to clean any bins or do any work whatsoever when it comes to the fulfillment of the service. In this case, instead, you're acting as the middleman. And so what you can do is find workers on TaskRabbit, Facebook Marketplace, Craigslist to go out and remove the junk for your neighbors. And you get paid up front, and then you give the contractor or the person you found a small cut of the profits. And so with the junk removal service, your target audience can actually grow. You begin to target people who already have an urgent disposal problem, people who are moving, landlords turning units, homeowners clearing garages, people listing bulky furniture for free because they desperately want it gone. Your pricing target is roughly customers paying $2.99, you hire a local hauler for $175. That means you get to keep $124. 3 completed jobs is $372 gross margin. 5 jobs is $620. 10 is $1,240. That is a completely different game from cleaning 40 sets of trash cans to make $1,000. Before selling, call local independent junk haulers and say you have overflow jobs and want their flat subcontract pricing. Then you go outbound hard. Search Facebook Marketplace for phrases like free couch, must go today, moving, free mattress, pick up ASAP, free furniture around Dallas. Those listings are signals of a problem. You're not trying to buy the furniture, you are contacting the person who wants it gone. Your first aggressive prospect message is, hey, saw you're trying to get this out quickly. If nobody picks it up, I coordinate local junk pickups in Dallas. I can usually get bulky items removed same day or next day for a flat price. If you send me a photo of everything you want gone, I can quote it. Meanwhile, you contact local junk haulers with, hey, I'm generating junk removal jobs around Dallas and looking for a few reliable crews I can send overflow work to. I handle the customer and scheduling. You handle pickup disposal. Are you open to flat subcontract pricing if I text you job photos and zip codes? Essentially, your cost of the whole thing doesn't work out 0, but the upside is huge. And so most importantly, do not pay the hauler until the customer has paid or the payment arrangement is locked in. And so at the end of the day, it recommends that you run the junk removal brokerage and spend today finding 3 crews and pitching 100 people with an active removal problem. Because one $124 margin feeds nearly 5 25 bin cleaning customers. And so with these 3 prompts, you went from trying to figure out how to sell items around your house to running a completely remote business that you can do from home. And this truly is how successful businesses grow, as can clearly be seen by billion-dollar companies like Uber, Airbnb, and DoorDash. You're the middle person connecting people to what they need. Now let me know in the comments below, do you want me to test out this business idea? And if you've done the 3 prompts, what business idea is ChatGPT giving you? I encourage you to keep going, and that the money you need is readily available and accessible and out there for you.
I hope this was helpful. I hope this was helpful. I hope this was helpful. But at the end of the day, it means nothing if you don't take action. And if you want me to test out the game plan real time, make sure you say real time in the comments below. In the meantime, as you're getting everything set up, make sure you get the $500 Bluevine sign-up bonus, which you can check out in the description below. I can't wait to hear how much money you make. And remember, the life you want is closer than you think. And with consistent action, there's nothing that's impossible to you.